Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball, the Brewers with a 12-5 win over the Pirates to complete the 3-game sweep and the franchise record for the longest winning streak since 1987. The Brewers scored 4 runs in the fourth. That made it 6-0, and they never looked back. How are they able to score with double digits again? Christian Yelich.
You know, the guys have done a really good job, been really focused, and we talk about it all the time as far as, you know, what we need to do to win, what we like about what we did before, and what we need to continue to do going forward, what we get better at. And, you know, that's like a constant dialogue in this clubhouse, and it's a really fun team to be a part of. And the guys have come a long way over the course of the year, just getting better and more experienced and just understanding how we can play the game and affect the outcomes.
So George Webb Restaurants in Wisconsin to announce when they'll deliver on free hamburgers. The last time they did it back in 1987 when the crew won 12 in a row, over 167,000 customers collected on a free burger. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Join the family. Civic Media has a number of great jobs across the state open now at civicmedia.us/careers.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low in the upper 50s. A mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow, slight chance of a shower or storm, and highs within a few degrees of 80. It continues to warm up with more humidity on Friday, with shower and storm chances later Friday night and Saturday. Right now, it's 80.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative,
and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Jay Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, our boys, that crew, they are doing...
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who writes checks his mouth can't cash, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nightlight, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, it is Wednesday already. This week is flying by. Great to have you with me. Thanks for being part of the show and tuning in. Great to have you. Conrad Krieger is working the board tonight as usual. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I did something stupid today.
Well, you just jumped right in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, let's get this out of the way.
Yeah. So yesterday I saw a sign on my apartment building that said, we're doing some work on the road, so you need to move your car.
Okay.
I didn't realize they were redoing the whole road and putting new, tar on it, black tar or whatever. And my car's in the garage, and the whole road is crossed off.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't get my car out of my garage. Especially, I texted the company that owns it, and I was like, can I drive my car out? They're like, not if they've done the sealant. And I looked up, and they're already doing this. They were doing it.
I think I would be too embarrassed to call them and ask them. So they
I don't know why I thought, no, they said, park in a different parking lot. I don't know why I thought, oh yeah, I can just park in my garage then. So I had to Uber to work today.
Oh man, what's an Uber run you from your place to here?
It was like $10.
Oh, one way? That's not too bad.
Well, yeah.
How far are you from here? Like you go east, right?
So close. It's about 13 minutes.
I was just going to say, I'd give you a ride home tonight, but I've got a full car, believe it or not. My wife and daughter came down with me and my son.
You can throw me in the trunk.
That's true. We'll pretend we're kidnapping you.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Well, I'm glad that worked out. So how long do you have to leave your car in there?
Well, they said tomorrow I should be able to.
Okay.
But it's a stupid mistake on my part.
No. You know what you should do? Adopt that theory that you're never wrong. Sue the city. Sue the pants off Green Bay.
Yeah. I don't think I'd win that one.
Well, not with that attitude.
Because they put signs up saying, park in a different
Doesn't
parking lot.
matter.
And I assumed, I was like, oh, no, I can park in my garage.
You'd be fine. Hey, great show here tonight, folks. It's good that you're here on this Wednesday. Coming up at 6:35, this is exciting. We've got baristas in the house. Bigby Coffee's Tara Nyson will be here. She is the owner of the local, I think she owns 2 stores locally. They're going to bring she and one of her, I think it's her trainer. I have it right here. I don't want to get this right. Lindsay Van Dalwick will be with her. Lindsay is the trainer and shift leader, and Tara is the owner of Bigby Coffee. They're coming into the studio, and they're going to have some DIY recipes. That does not mean they're just going to make it up as they go. I'm sure they've thought this through. And we're going to have coffee in the studio. It'll be fun. They're going to tell us about some fun fall coffee drinks. And this is exciting because for me, the things I like to talk about, like when it comes to movie and TV watching, I love talking about spirits, whiskey, vodka, cocktails, even beer or wine. I think they complement movies and TV really well. I think coffee does too. So I think it's going to be really fun. We're going to have some samples here in the office or in the studio, Conrad. So what do you do you have a favorite coffee drink?
Yeah, I always have every morning a nice cold brew.
Oh, really? Even is that just a summer thing though?
Oh no, I'll do it in the winter as well.
Oh, really?
I really like the ice in it. Just tastes like kind of water to me, just going down. This goes fast.
That's not good, though. Don't you want the coffee? You don't like the coffee taste?
I don't like it being too sweet, to be honest.
Okay.
I like it not too sweet, not too just plain. Right in the middle, where I still taste the coffee more than the sweetness,
Yeah, I got you. I like the coffee. I like the taste of, and I'll tell you what, next door when I discovered cinnamon in coffee now. I've been doing that every day at home. So I love a good coffee. I don't add any sweeteners. I'll add, like on the weekends, I'll put a dash of oat milk in there, but during the week, I usually just drink it black. I love coffee, so I'm really excited. I've never tasted Bigby coffee before.
It's so good.
You've had it?
Yeah, I've had it.
Okay.
It's really good.
They're like really into, happiness.
Yeah.
And their stores are like, I was looking at their website. They just have this beautiful kind of, everybody's smiling. And that's how it is when you go into a lot of coffee places. I think the people that work there really like pouring coffee for people and making coffee drinks. They're coming here. They're making a house call, folks. This is going to be a lot of fun. Tara and Lindsay will be here at 6:35. We'll be sampling some coffee and we'll be up all night. I will have probably the next 3 weeks of shows planned by the time I get to bed tonight.
I mean, you poured yourself a cup of coffee before the show, too.
I did. I got it right here.
So you're going.
I'm flying.
Yeah, it's a whole coffee show for you now. Huh?
It is, and I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm okay with that. Like, how many cups of coffee? How much caffeine would you say you have in a day?
I don't like to go overboard. I probably have the cold brew and then I'm done for the day.
That's price. Okay, that's about what I do. I'll have a cup. I'll drink like half of it and top it off, and then I won't finish that. So probably a cup a day. But this week, the sleep has been rough for whatever reason. I'm sick of air conditioning, and I think that's part of what it is. And it hasn't quite gotten out of the 60s, so we can't open the windows. There's been no breeze. I'm not sleeping well because of air conditioning. So I'm drinking a lot more coffee than I usually do. Just this week, though, because I got to get back down. Anyway, I'm excited to have Bigby here. It'll be fun.
Yeah, no. And last night, you should have opened the windows. It was very nice outside.
There was no breeze, though.
There wasn't where I was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the window, full breeze just going onto my face while I was sleeping.
That was the breeze of people hanging flyers saying you need to move your car.
Exactly.
So that's 6:35. Chris Foran will be here at 7:20. Our pal from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Chris is an entertainment writer. And we're going to talk about, he's written some cool articles, and he's seen a lot of the stuff that I haven't seen. He's got a couple new TV shows we're going to discuss, including a original monster Netflix, Ed Gein. And Laurie Metcalf is in that. That's going to be really, probably pretty freaky, but I love Laurie Metcalf. He also saw Happy Gilmore 2. He might give us his opinion on that. And I'm going to ask him about The Wire, too, because we just had Dan Schaefer here last night, so that'll be fun. Chris Foran at 7:20. Did I tell you? I told you Chris was on the show. Did he get a sheet?
Yep,
okay,
yep.
cool. So there you go. All kinds of fun tonight on Nightlight. Great to have you with me. I'm trying to think what we got a lot of stuff going on. Jane Mantanero is making the popcorn pick of the week tomorrow. Did you know that? I'm very excited to have Jane back on the show.
She told me what it's going to be beforehand. And
She did?
It's a phenomenal pick.
Keep me in suspenders. I don't want to know. I'm very excited. I have an idea of what Jane likes because she kind of hinted in our message back and forth, but no idea what direction she's going to go with the popcorn pick. So there is a new Charlie Sheen biopic out. It's a two-parter, actually, on
Snore.
Netflix. What's that?
Snore.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You might be right because everything about Charlie Sheen that would make a juicy documentary, I feel like we already know about him. Honestly, what secrets could he have that we don't know about? So I am curious. And he's kind of, it bothered me, like when I was reading it, about the biopic today. It said, Sheen talks about his privileged childhood growing up in Malibu, his easy rise to megastardom was the word they used, and then his fall from grace. So I mean, I don't know. You feel sorry for a guy like that? He was born into Hollywood royalty with Martin Sheen as your dad. You grew up in Malibu. He did have an easy, everybody has to audition. There are plenty of movie star and celebrity kids that don't make it, either because they couldn't catch a break or they weren't talented. Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, both Martin Sheen's kids, have had incredible careers. So it might be interesting. I'll take one for the team, Conrad. I'll check that out. And then I'll let you know if it's worth watching. I want to say this, though, too. Let's do this. We're going to do the question of the night, and then I want to tell you about Matt Damon, something he said that was really interesting. But right now, it's our Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question. Pregunta. Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Questions.
What TV or movie set would you feel most at home on? I guess you could approach this one of two ways. What set do you want to hang out on because it looks fun or cool? Or like, where would you want to live? What movie set or TV set would you want to live? I thought about this long and hard because I think you mentioned this like a couple weeks ago as a potential question. And I might have tweaked it a little. But I like the idea because, first of all, I know what you're going to pick.
Well, yeah, it's obvious.
But I wrestled around. I thought maybe Happy Days, just because, not because it was supposedly set in Wisconsin, but I don't know. I liked Arnold's. I liked all that stuff. Gilligan's Island, I certainly not want to live on a deserted island. So I think, and it's weird, I immediately went to my two favorite shows. So I think what I'd want to do is live in Seinfeld's building. Maybe on the other side of Kramer. Because I just love to see Kramer bopping around the hallways. And then for my libations or social life, I would walk down the street up to Boston to go to Cheers. Seinfeld and Cheers. Those are my two. What do you think?
Well, obviously mine's going to be, McLaren's Pub. I could go anywhere in there and I would know where to go right away.
You'd be familiar.
Instantly.
Yeah.
There's one closet that leads to nothing. And
really?
They found that out because one episode they pretended like it was some magical place to Marshall and he fell for it.
Interesting.
Yeah. That one for sure. And then I think the Kid and Myself, it's Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, nice.
That would be the coolest thing to, just go out, hang out at a hotel all day.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's the world. We both just picked our favorite shows. So it's not like the set design is beautiful. Like, it's really the world we want to live in, I guess. And the set is sort of peripheral almost. Like, I think it would be fun to be part of those two worlds. The Cheers set is cool. I'd love to have a drink in that bar, that fictitious bar. And it would be fun to hang out in Seinfeld's apartment with Kramer and Elaine. So that's what I would say. But you can approach this from a couple different ways, folks. Where would you feel most at home? That's the question. Or where do you just want to be, I guess? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app. And very easy to use the app. If you don't have the Civic Media app, you really need to get it. You can take all of your Civic Media hosts with you. You've got every show, weekend shows, daily shows, network shows, local shows. They're all on the app. Nightlight is on statewide, so you can just click on any one of the stations, the little text icon, and fire away, and we will read your text on the radio. And if you're watching the radio on YouTube, X, or Facebook, just drop us a stream comment, be part of the show. Let us know what you think of Charlie Sheen. Answer our question of the night. And if you have coffee drinks you like, you can text those in too. Maybe we can, when our baristas are here, we can discuss. All right, when we come back, I'm going to play a quick clip that Matt Damon, it's part of a Matt Damon interview. It's about a minute long. And it's such a great experience he had when he almost got cast in Dead Poets Society, and what happened next is pretty interesting. So we are coming right back. Text us, folks. Be part of the show. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW.
This one goes out to all my Pitbull loving friends, and I'm not talking about the musical artist. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And August 17th at 10 a.m., it's Show Us Your Pitties Walk. Head to McFleshman's Brewing Company in Appleton to join in for a huge Pitbull walk down College Avenue. You'll return back to the bar for amazing food trucks, raffles, a freebie for participants, and of course, check out some awesome adoptable dogs. All breeds are invited, but they must be dog-friendly or muzzled. Head to WGBW.FM and click events.
You've heard of love at first sight, but how about mustard at first heartbreak? It's the real story behind the only mustard museum in the world, located in Middleton, Wisconsin.
Dijon mustard, deli mustard, honey mustard, garlic mustard, fruit mustard, veggie mustard.
Barry Levinson's new hobby of collecting mustard started after his favorite team, the Red Sox, lost the World Series in 1986. 7,000 jars and bottles later, the museum is thriving and he's loving it.
Oh, my favorite mustard. Who's my favorite child?
So when it comes to cutting the mustard, which state has the most award winners? The answer coming up.
On our hot dogs, on our bratwurst mustard.
That's the official fight song for the museum. And if you think Wisconsin has the most award-winning mustards, you're correct. So keep calm and mustard on for this slice of Wisconsin. I'm Terry Barr for the Civic Media Radio Network.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
I get so lost sometimes.
Welcome back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me, folks, on this Wednesday night edition as we broadcast from beautiful downtown Green Bay and talk about the things in life that we love to talk about. Movies and TV and comedy, some sports, some music. We've got it all, folks, and it's great to have you. So, all right, I saw this clip. I thought this was really interesting. It was an interview with Matt Damon. It just came up as a reel. And he was talking about almost getting cast in the film Dead Poets Society. He was like 17 years old. And I think Ben Affleck auditioned for the film as well. They were like a package deal apparently back in the day. But what he has to say about being so close to fame is really interesting. Let's hear that, Con.
Great example being Dead Poets Society, okay? Ben and I got close on that, right? We both auditioned, we both got called back, we both...
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and we read that, and I was like, this is a f***ing amazing movie. And I was probably 17 or 18. We didn't get it. We ended up having the summer job of working at the Janus Theater in Harvard Square, which doesn't exist anymore, but it played one f***ing movie the entire summer, and it was Dead Poets Society. So you go from the possibility of being in the movie to the guy tearing the ticket and watching people come out crying because they're so moved, right?
And watching Ethan Hawke
and
just
watching Ethan
blow
Hawke
up.
can get nominated for an Academy Award, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, wow, like that's the range of possibility for you if you go into that business.
That is nuts. And you probably want to tell people as they leave the theater, hey, I was almost in this. And they'll go, yeah, okay, whatever. Here's another clip I thought was funny, too. You have the Seinfeld Larry David one, Con? All right, I think this was like kind of an aside or a behind the scenes of Jerry's show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. But it's he and Larry David talking, and it just cracked me up. And since Seinfeld is my answer to the question of the night, I thought it was appropriate. Here we go.
You excited? I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm looking forward to it. My mother used to say to me once a week, Larry, why can't you get excited about something? You're never excited. Nothing excites you. No, I'm not excited. You know, it's one of your great theories. Each generation gets better looking. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's really good, observant and original thinking. It's a miracle we ever got any work done because nobody can waste time like you and me.
That's Jerry, and the character, the guy who he created the show with and was the inspiration for George, Larry David. So great. Such great stuff. Our question of the night, folks, is what TV or movie set would you feel most at home on? I say Seinfeld and Cheers. I want to live in Jerry's building. I want to have a drink at Cheers. Conrad says How I Met Your Mother. You had another one, too. What was the other one?
Sweet Life of Zack and
Oh,
Cody.
yeah, Sweet
in
Life
the,
of Zack
in the
and Cody.
hotel.
That's a great one. I can't think of any. And it's weird that we're only thinking of the shows we liked, which tells you it's more about the people in the world, because I'm sure there were beautiful sets. You know, my two dads probably had a great set. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be living with those guys. Golden Girls. Okay, that's kind of fun. Maybe Designing Women. Certainly don't want to be in The Walking Dead or in MASH, even though it's a great show. So what is that TV show, folks, or that movie that just makes you want to crawl onto the screen and be at home on that set? Where would you feel most at home? So let's go to some of our social media responses. Danny Wheels says, Gilligan's Island. Nice people, no cannibalism. Yeah, but you have those two things if you're not on an isolated island, too. There are nice people that don't eat you in the regular world, too. That was so funny. My son just walked by with a camera. He's getting shots of Green Bay. And I was like, oh, who's that guy? He's like, gives me a nod and smile. I didn't even recognize him at first. Isn't that weird when you see people out of their element? You're like, oh, that's the person I sired. My kids love when I say that. Amanda Nimmer on social media says Virgin River or Resident Alien. I don't know Virgin River. Do you?
It's a Netflix show. Heavy drama.
Okay. Amanda likes that. That doesn't surprise me. Amanda's got some grit. Resident Alien finished after 4 years. I haven't even seen an episode yet. I hear it's great. Fallon, our friend from the other night. They sent a response that said Bob's Burgers. Fallon wants to be in an animated show. That's possible, too.
I feel like you'd get some good food all
That
the
would
time.
be, yeah, you get good food. Maybe I would live in The Simpsons. I don't know.
You just have donuts all the time?
Just have donuts, yeah. Work in a nuclear power facility. Sean Boyce, chiming in for a second night in a row, says, Cheers. Since it's set in Boston, not only would everybody know my name, they would know how to spell it. Okay, Sean. I'll meet you there for a drink. And Mike Destel, Animal House. That's a great one. I love that answer. Mike wants to live in the Delta house. Probably wouldn't get much sleep, but that would be a lot of fun. Great answers. Let's go to the text line. What do we have here? Liz in Sun Prairie says, Charlie Sheen didn't have a character-building childhood like he might have had in Wisconsin. That's right. He might have turned out a little better, Liz.
Yeah, he didn't have enough cheese curds out there.
He needed cheese curds and custard, and he might not have, if his dad was like an accountant and his mom was like a school teacher, I don't know. He wouldn't have had the connections, but he'd probably be a dude you want to have a drink with. Thank you, Liz. Nick from Marshall says the set of Big Bang Theory. That's one of your faves too, right?
Yeah, that's a great one.
It is a great one. Very popular show. Thank you, Nick. Nick says again, he says, my two favorite shows as a kid were Family Matters and Home Improvement, and I would like to hang out at both sets. Nick wants Tim Allen as his dad.
That would be pretty cool.
That dude that lived over the fence, too, that you never saw his body. Thank you, Nick. John Murray from Madison in the 608 says, at home on Sanford and Son. Yeah. But I would sleep in George and Wheezy's pad, deluxe apartment in the sky. It's funny you say that, John. I loved the show Good Times. And it was supposedly set in Cabrini Green, a housing project in Chicago, which that's not your ideal destination, but I don't know, that sense of family. It's like the characters. You like the world. Nick from Marshall also says Charlie Sheen was funny for a while, but he's been very overrated for the last 10 or 15 years. I do not disagree with you, Nick. Okay, when we come back, folks, baristas in the hizzy. We are having coffee here in the studio with Big B Coffee, and it's going to be fun. Coffee Talk here on Nightlight. Coming up next, it's Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW. Rebuilding and refreshing local radio one station at a time. This Civic Media radio station is proud to be a part of your community. Learn more at civicmedia.us.
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Lisa Hale with this local news update. The governor is trying to stop the sun from setting on a solar effort. Stuart J. Waddles has more.
Governor Tony Evers is urging the EPA to keep federal grants that fund solar projects for low and moderate income families. The agency has signaled it may cancel the program. Evers calls the move unjustified and warns that it could drive up energy bills for Wisconsin families. The head of the EPA calls the solar program a grift, but Evers says the grants could help thousands of households save money and create jobs.
If you're looking for a place to rent in Green Bay, your search may have gotten a bit easier with the launch of a city-sponsored rental listing site. The website, apartments.greenbaywi.gov, will be managed by CityWise LLC for the next 3 years. CityWise has similar websites in other municipalities like Kenosha. The site went live on Monday. Currently, there are no listings on the site, but officials say they will start reaching out to landlords, large and small, to create a rental inventory that they say will be larger than Zillow or Apartments.com. The Green Bay Common Council approved the partnership with CityWise during its meeting last week. A small school district in northeast Wisconsin is doing its part for the environment by using greener buses this school year. The Seymour Community School District and Cobusin Buses will operate a fleet of 21 buses running exclusively on propane autogas. Seymour isn't the only school district using the propane buses. Cobusin has over 200 zero-emission propane buses that it runs in school districts like Oshkosh. News on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Lisa Hale for 97.9 WGBW News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. All right, Swifties, brace yourself. Up-and-comer Taylor Swift has announced she will soon release her 12th studio album. She seems to be really getting the hang of this songwriting thing. Taylor teased Swifties with a mysterious countdown ticker on her website before making the announcement on her boyfriend's podcast. The New Heights is hosted by current and former footballer brothers Travis and Jason Kelce. This is the follow-up to Swift's 2024 release, The Tortured Poets Department, which was the biggest selling album of the year, selling almost 3.5 million copies on both digital and physical formats. It broke records for highest single day and single week number of streams on Spotify, interestingly enough, and maybe even more importantly, this was Swift's first appearance on the New Heights podcast. That's a good get for the Kelsey brothers. We'll see if she breaks podcast records. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is saying the word bag instead of bag. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low in the upper 50s. A mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow, slight chance of a shower or storm, and highs within a few degrees of 80. It continues to warm up with more humidity on Friday, with shower and storm chances later Friday night and Saturday. Right now, it's 80.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Jay Matnair.
Welcome back to Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you here. Conrad, can you hear them okay? I was hoping we could do a quick sound thing here, but they sound okay?
Could you guys talk?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep,
Would have been nice to do this during the break, but all right. Conrad Krieger, ladies and gentlemen, he's working the board. I am Pete Schwaba. Welcome back to Nightlight. It's that time where I'm going to welcome my first guest of the night, and it's actually two guests, and I'm very excited to have them both here. There's a product, a coffee, and I love coffee, a coffee called Bigby Coffee here in Green Bay, and there's also one in Appleton, but they have many other stores. But it is my pleasure to welcome into the studio tonight the owner of two local Bigby Coffees, Tara Nyssen, and shift leader and prodigy, Lindsay Van Dalwyk. Welcome to the studio, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Very welcome. I'm glad you guys got in touch because I think I love coffee. I love talking about coffee. And I don't even know where to start. Like, tell us a little bit about yourselves before we jump into some serious coffee talk. Lindsay, let's start with you.
I'm 18. I just graduated from Kimberly. I've been in the coffee business at Bigby for about 3.5 to 4 years now, ever since Tara opened her first one in the Eisenhower location. And I really am not the biggest fan of coffee, but being around the environment kind of made me like it more and more, and it's kind of grown on me.
So do you drink it now?
Occasionally. I feel like I'm the person who likes coffee with their creamer, not like creamer with their coffee.
Interesting. Okay. So it's weird because, well, let's talk to Tara first. When did you start? Give us a little background of you, Tara.
About, I would say, 15 to 18 years ago, we were over in Michigan where the Bigby franchise was founded, and we were there visiting family, and they said we needed to go to a Bigby store to check out some coffee, and we were like, oh, okay. So we went there. It has a fun vibe. The music is great. The baristas were so much fun, and the wide variety of drinks that they make is anywhere between 400 and 500 different drinks that are available.
What?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Do you know how to make all of those drinks, Lindsay?
We'll say I do, yeah. We got cheat sheets around the place.
Cheat sheets. Always come in handy. I don't know about for you. Con, do you drink coffee? Just the cold brew?
Yeah, every morning.
All right. Here's my thing. it was an acquired taste for me. Like I grew up loving the smell of coffee, and then I would taste it and I'd go, eh. And finally, it just is something you develop a taste for. I don't know what it is. And I think when you start, like maybe this is true for you, Lindsay, you add stuff to it to make it more palatable. Now I am like black coffee, man. I love just give me the beans and I'll eat them right out of the ground, you know? But do you find that's like when people come in, do they mostly order black coffee or is it with cream or do they order the crazy milkshake coffee drinks?
I feel like we have a wide range of like people. I think people like their like plain coffee, but a lot of people like to customize it because they kind of know that we have so many different wide variety of flavors that you can mix and match and kind of customize to your liking in any certain way.
That's so cool. Okay, so Tara, you own 2 of these stores. What made you want to do that? Was it when you went into the store in Michigan, or are you looking for a side hustle, or how did you get into this racket?
Well, when we did go visit our family in Michigan, we made it a priority that if we're coming to visit, we're stopping at a Big B Coffee. So we started stopping at all different ones, and the feel was the same. You could tell that people there were enjoying going to work, and they were really enjoying the atmosphere that they were in. And then the wide variety of drinks was amazing as well. So we wanted to bring that feel to this area and then provide something for our family to have in the future.
That is great. And all right, so what is it, first of all, about coffee places? Like, I was looking at your website. Everybody looks so happy. But it's kind of true in a lot of coffee places you go to, like baristas and people that are in there. They seem like they're having fun. And is it just because they're drinking coffee? Or is it like an atmosphere that people are there just to talk and socialize?
I think coffee's like something that everyone can kind of agree is like something that's really popular. And it's not just coffee, like the frozen drinks that we have or like the energy drinks that we have, everyone can kind of connect in their own way, and everybody kind of likes their certain way, but they can always converse about it. They're always trying new things, and I think it's kind of just something that's really popular right now and something that's a lot of people like, I guess. Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you. All right, I was driving home the other night and I was hungry. So I called a Subway place to get a sandwich because I knew that was the only place open. I was cutting it close, getting back home. The guy was not happy at all to hear from me. I could tell he had started to put the vegetables away, right? I walk in there, he's kind of giving me attitude. He doesn't even say thank you. He wraps the sub up and slides it across the counter. And I was like, this is the anti-Big B, right? This guy is alone. He's a mope. And here it is on your website. Go to bigb.com. Is it bigb.com? Go there and just see what, like, but it's true. It's like coffee houses are just, everybody, the workers are working probably because their shift goes by so fast. You know, because they're so busy, maybe. I don't know. But it's just a great vibe.
Well, and I think with the wide variety of drinks that we have to offer, anybody that's in your car is going to find something to eat or drink at Big B. So it's like a one-stop shop. You don't have to stop a couple different places to make everybody happy in your vehicle. So I think that, along with the variety of things, you're not doing the same repetition the whole entire day. There's such a wide variety of things to do and drinks to make. And then the people coming in and talking to you, some people just stop in to say, hey, how's it going? We have someone that brings a dad joke with him every time he's in. So it's something for everyone.
That's where you earn your money, right, Lindsay?
We've grown on liking him.
Oh, good. That guy's here again. Now, you say you have food, too. What do people order typically when it comes to food? Like, is there a go-to sandwich or a croissant or something?
We have bagel sandwiches that we offer. They're called our Braggles. We offer like a wide range of like meats and cheeses that you can put on. I'd say our popular one is probably like a sausage, egg, and cheese.
Okay.
But it's just like a bagel sandwich. We just put our spin on it for Big B and just call it a Braggle.
How about a Big Bull? A Big Bull?
Yeah, I'm sure that we
Think
could,
about it.
Yeah.
If this takes off, I want to taste though.
We could bring that to corporate, I guess.
Yeah, look at 18 and she's already talking. We can bring that to corporate, I guess. My guests are Lindsay Van Dalwyk. She is a shift leader at a local, actually in Appleton, the Big B's Coffee, and owner Tara Neisen are here in the studio. You've got product with you. Tell us what you guys brought in from your store, Big B's Coffee.
I have one of our Chumpkin lattes. So that's chai and pumpkin spice.
Con, can you see this?
Yep.
There we go. Okay. If you're watching,
and then we have like a pumpkin spice latte. We will have one of our seasonal mocktails, which is raspberry and blackberry, and then that has apple cider and lemonade.
Okay.
And then we have cider, which is chai and apple cider, and then apple cider and caramel. And then we also have one of our pumpkin muffins. So a whole bunch of pumpkin.
So this is chumpkin, and that's like a pumpkin spice?
Yep, chai and pumpkin. But it's not a latte. It's kind of like a tea.
Okay. So what's the best way to taste this stuff from a sanitary point? Because I do want a little taste.
We have
of
some
it.
straws.
Okay. Conrad, do you want to taste?
No, right now.
That was a test. He passed it with flying colors. All right, I'm going to taste. This is Nightlight with Peach Waba. The first time a coffee drink. If you're watching on the stream, folks, I'm about to drink a chumpkin spice. It just says chump on the court. I don't know. All right. Oh, that's good. Con, you can have the rest.
Okay. We have more straws.
No, I'm gonna have something always, and I'm already drinking coffee, so I'm gonna be up for a while. All right, I'll use the same straw. What is this one?
I believe that one might just be, it's White Lightning and Pumpkin, so it's kind of one of our newer ones this season.
Okay.
And White Lightning is our white chocolate.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you got white chocolate and pumpkin in here. Wow.
Correct.
All right, here
and
we
then
go.
espresso, so it's
Ready?
coffee. You might not sleep tonight.
And I never sleep. Oh, that one's my favorite so far. This was
Good.
really good.
There you
White
go.
chocolate and pumpkin. How do you guys come up with these yourself? Like, do you just kind of mix a bunch of stuff together and taste test it, or how do you do that?
The recipes come from the Bigby home office,
Okay.
but as you know, baristas get very creative because people come in asking for different things. So they do experiment with a lot of different syrups to see what they like, and they mix and match. And then they can also offer those to the customers too if they're looking for something different.
So do you guys get creative? I mean, you're in the business, but when you're at home, do you kind of experiment, make your own drinks, or do you copy what you do at the store, or is it something totally different?
I feel like from my standpoint, I have like a little espresso machine at home, so I can kind of
nice.
mix and match little lattes. But I think putting my spin on certain things that like we might not have at the coffee store, like nutmeg or like maple syrup or something like that, you could put in a latte. And I think honestly, it would be a really good to try for certain drinks that we might not just offer at the store.
You mentioned maple syrup too. I think in the email exchange we had. What do you put maple syrup in?
We don't put maple syrup in any of our drinks, but I think for a latte standpoint, I think it would be really good because it's really like sweet, and a lot of people like sweetness in their lattes.
Okay. That might have been an inter-office memo that we're out of maple syrup. I don't know. All right, so we've got this. What else do we have here, you guys?
This one's chai and apple cider.
And this is a tea? Is
That
this
one
tea?
is, so it's apple cider, it's just cold apple cider, and then it has our chai pumps in it.
Do I need to stir it first?
It's just whipped cream on top,
Okay.
so it wouldn't really matter.
Oh, that's good too. See, here's the problem. Like my daughter used to drink like these fruity drinks, and now and then she went to cold brew. Pardon me. Now she's on the tea. Like, it's almost like when did coffee shops become like you can get, like you said, 500 flavors? When did that become a thing? Because it's a little overwhelming, to be honest with you.
It is. The menu can be
This is good.
complicated. It can be intimidating at times, but that's why we always have our best baristas at the face of talking to the customers so that they can make them comfortable and offer them and just have a little conversation with them.
Be honest, Lindsay, how frustrating is it when you have a customer come in and they'll be like, I want a half a teaspoon of whipped cream. I want 4 scoops of sugar. Like, do you get that specific? Do
I'm
people-
used to it. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people face to face, they don't kind of know like that you can customize all this. So like when we do our like online orders or DoorDash, they really can mix and match and see physically that we have so many options.
Right.
But I don't take any of it for granted. Honestly, it just makes my job kind of more interesting to see like the combinations that people are making.
What I mean, honestly, will you listen to her? When I
Right.
was her age, I couldn't wait to get the hell out. I worked at a McDonald's and I left every day, my arms smelling like burger juice, and I couldn't wait to get the heck out of there. This kid loves her job, doesn't she?
I do.
Did you need to know all this, Tara? Like, as the owner, do you feel like you have to know everything before you impart this kind of stuff on your employees?
We call it aces in their places. So we put people in where they best fit. So maybe if Lindsay's really good at the register, we'll put her there first and get her trained all in that section and then move her on
Okay.
to drinks or something like that. So everybody knows the barista parts of things and how to make the food. The behind the scenes is a little different. So that's kind of where my specialty is at this time. We're letting everybody else do the front of store facing customers.
Yeah. Wow. And was it overwhelming like when you started? Like I'm always amazed when I pull up to a drive-through and it's like this symphony of people moving in and out and blenders and all this kind of stuff. How long did it take you to learn all that stuff before you get good? I mean, I'm sure it's like anything, but is it like months or a week or what?
I definitely took a little while to get in the swing of things because Big B was my first job, so I definitely had to get comfortable. But I think knowing your coworkers and knowing how they work, you can kind of really blend together, and we all have our positions, and we know what works well for us. And honestly, we can get people in and out super quick, and we all have a good time doing it. So.
Okay. Did you didn't have any lamb chops or anything in there? Is that-
No, the only food we have is a pumpkin muffin.
Whatever. All right, we're going to take a very short break. Conrad is going to sample some of this during the break. Right, Con? All right,
Sure,
and we'll
yeah.
come right back and we'll talk with our friends Tara and Lindsay from Big B Coffee here in Green Bay. It's Peach Waba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Someone's living for their love. Someone's living for their love.
Connecting audiences, powering brands. This is Civic Media. Learn more at civicmedia.us/advertise.
Experience northern Wisconsin this season and book your vacation at Lena's Northern Pines Resort on beautiful Butternut Lake in Butternut, Wisconsin. This quaint resort has it all. A full-service resort and restaurant, open year-round for all your seasons, from ATVing to snowmobiling, grouse hunting, deer hunting, and even ice fishing. Or just come to relax with the whole family. And there's also an event space for that perfect occasion that you might be celebrating. Butternut Lake is a 1,000-plus acre Class A musky lake, along with walleye, crappie, perch, and panfish that the kids love to catch. It's perfect for escaping the hustle and bustle of the city. Check your next adventure out today. Go to northernpines.net, www.northernpines.net.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off. You've got this. Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms. As Wisconsin is cheering on the Brew Crew. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on this Wednesday night. We have got, this is probably a better morning segment with all the caffeine we have fueling the studio tonight. But we're hanging out with Lindsay Van Dalwyk, who is the shift leader at Big B's Coffee in Appleton, and Big B owner Tara Nyson, who owns a store here in Green Bay and Appleton. Do you have to go back and forth a lot, Tara?
I wouldn't say back and forth a lot. Like I said, I'm usually behind the scenes or doing community events, so that's
Okay.
where my specialty lies.
Is that all we are to you here as a community event? Okay. I see how it is.
Well, I have to have some fun too, right? It can't be all work and no play.
You work in the coffee biz. That's all the fun you need. Come on. We've got a couple. You got a fan. Terry on the stream says hi, Tara,
Hello, Terry Woodkey.
and you know that person, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here's another a comment on our text line. Danny Wheels says, "Where do the guests stand on people camping with their laptops at coffee shops?" Does that bother you at all?
I think coffee shops nowadays are kind of like that peaceful place that people can go with like their computers or do their
Yeah.
schoolwork. I think it's definitely more common nowadays. We have like little booths and nice chairs that people can sit.
Oh,
so
nice.
I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing customers enjoying the stuff that we offer, and it just more faces to see.
It's funny. Before I did this, I still am, but I was a screenwriter, and I had a place where we used to live. I'd go in and get coffee, and I always felt like the longer I sat there, the more food I had to buy. So I put on a few pounds, and I spent about $30 a day, which over the course of a month is like a summer home payment, you know.
Yeah.
And people just come in and empty their pockets, don't they? The longer they sit there, which is good.
I mean, it's a win-win for us, but like I said, we enjoy seeing the people there, so
Of course
it
you
makes us feel happy.
Absolutely. Jack from Merrimack says, "My favorite coffee drink is one I make myself, a 16-ounce cup of dark Columbia's roast with about 2 tablespoons of vanilla caramel ice cream added."
Oh, nice.
It's kind of getting less and less of a coffee drink as we read on here. He says, "Or Culver's custard if I've got it." Jack from Merrimack. Very, very well done, Jack. It's interesting. Like, I didn't know what a latte was for the longest time. And it's just coffee, mostly milk, though, right? Like, that's something you might like, Lindsay, right?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I like because it's not like as strong as like a regular coffee taste,
Yeah.
but it's just like that milk with espresso.
Right. That's nice. Okay, you guys have some, I want to talk about, when did this become such a seasonal thing? Like coffee shops, I know you guys have fall drinks you offer. Let's talk about those. And then, like, do people's orders change as the seasons change, or do most people stick with the same thing and you get new customers to try out new specials?
I say in the fall when we drop kind of like and promote all of our fall drinks, that's kind of when they're super, super popular, like pumpkin spice, hot cider. Like that's kind of the drinks that you think of when fall comes around. But like when summer comes around, I feel like I'm making a lot of, we call them mocktails. So it's like Red Bull and lemonade. And those are kind of our refreshing drinks, iced coffee. We offer all of our drinks hot, iced, or frozen. So I feel like I'm making a lot more frozen or iced drinks in the summer, hot drinks in the winter. But we still have our people who like frozen drinks in the winter sometimes or
Yeah.
hot drinks in the summer. But, you know,
Do you ever have, like, coffee houses now are kind of like the bars 30 years ago. You ever have someone who just, like, overdoes it with caffeine and you have to call them an Uber or take their keys or something?
I am surprised the amount of shots or caffeine people are putting in some of their drinks. Yeah.
God, I was kidding, and here you are telling me that's a real
It's a real thing. It's
Okay,
a real
so
thing.
fall is here. You've got pumpkin stuff. What's another good fall drink? Do you have that, like, peppermint, candy cane, coffee, peppermint
We
drink?
offer some of our drinks with our frosted mint into them. So
Okay.
it's kind of like we have one called a peppermint blizzard. That's a super, super popular latte. It's kind of like a mint tea and white chocolate.
Oh, wow.
And that'll be more popular in December once the snow flies.
Is that, and then what do people do? Are they back to hot coffee typically in the winter?
People mix and match. I think sometimes they're just dedicated to the brewed coffee. Some people are dedicated to just drinking iced coffee with different flavors. But then we also have the different fanatics that every selling season that we have, they pick up on the new selling season drinks and flavors, and they binge on those for 2 months, and then they
Wow.
go to the next one.
All right, how many calories are we looking at in a typical like latte or some of these drinks that basically look like milkshakes?
Depends on the drink that you get. You can probably get, I mean, we offer like reduced calorie for some of our drinks, but the customizations that people do to them with extra flavor and stuff, you can definitely get up to like 800 probably.
In one drink.
Depends on the size,
Wow.
but yeah.
Yep, I think our chocolate chip cookie cream freeze is probably our most
I think the
high
chocolate
calorie
chip
one.
cookie has
healthy.
1,040.
But it's so delicious. It's a free pass day.
It's worth it.
Do you ever have customers that come in that are like regulars and you slip them, you comp something, or is that frowned upon by ownership?
It depends on kind of the day. You kind of have to get the vibe of the people. Obviously, if you can see that they're having a bad day, I try to do my best to make it. And if buying them a coffee on me is what it's going to take, then I'll take it. Tara is probably the most kind-hearted person, and deep down she knows like that's something that she would do too. So she really wouldn't mind it.
How are you going to, you can't ever let her go to
I
college.
know.
What are you going to do?
I'm keeping her home for college. She needs to commute locally.
Yeah. So, Lindsay, what do you want to do? You know everything there already is about the coffee racket.
I
What is that in your future or what?
I'm not going into the coffee business. I'm going for radiation therapy
Well, that's a big difference.
in the medical field. Yep. But I'll probably have a coffee job for my side job though, because I can never get rid of it.
Would too much caffeine affect the radiation therapy type?
I guess I'll have to find out in school.
Be a little hyper and
Yeah.
what's her problem? Say, oh, she had Big B coffee. All right. My guests, folks, this is fun. We've got Lindsay Van Dalwyk here. She is a shift leader at Big B Coffee in Appleton. And Tara Nyson is here as well. She owns a Big B in Green Bay and one in Appleton as well. We're talking coffee. We just talked fall specials. Conrad and I are getting all hyped up on caffeine. And when we come back, we're going to talk about mixing the right drink with the right TV show or movies, right? And what else should we cover?
I don't know. We can cover
What's the
anything.
parking situation like over there? Do we need vouchers or can we just... All right, we'll do
Free
this.
parking.
We're coming right back. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Act 2 is coming up next on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
If it happens in Wisconsin, you'll hear about it.
Local news and timeless hits. WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. On a virtual call ahead of Friday's summit between the U.S. and Russia in Alaska, Ukrainian President Zelensky warning President Trump that Russian President Putin is, quote, bluffing about being open to peace. ABC News contributor and retired General Doug Lute.
This is not about land. This is not about marginal gains on the battlefield. This is about Putin's objective to control Ukraine in a very fundamental way, to make Ukraine subservient to the Kremlin.
Israeli forces have approved a new ramped-up attack plan in Gaza, increased operations around Gaza City. A flight from Norfolk, Virginia to Los Angeles diverted, pilots declaring an emergency. Breeze Airways says an intoxicated passenger was yelling racial slurs at flight attendants, waved around a skateboard that passenger removed when they landed in Grand Junction, Colorado. 12 people taken to the hospital, one with life-threatening injuries after a school bus rolled over near Sandy Creek, Texas this afternoon. This is ABC News.
As Wisconsin is hitting the road on your Harley. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
From the 97.9 WGBW Newsroom, I'm Lisa Hale with this local news update. Following the flooding and storm damage from the weekend, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is warning of damage to state parks, trails, and recreation areas. That damage has forced some partial property and trail closures due to safety concerns. Residents are asked to inform DNR staff if they come across any damage at parks and trails that do remain open. There are some big changes coming for high school sports this season. Civic Media's Jimmy Kuska has more.
High school sports are back, and there are plenty of changes for the upcoming school year in Wisconsin. A new policy allows for name, image, and likeness deals, meaning that high school student athletes can receive compensation for NIL. However, the new policy is extremely restrictive on who can pay a student and what products, services, or materials a student can endorse. Another new rule this year will require any spectator removed from an event to take an online sportsmanship course before being allowed back and after serving a one-game suspension.
Fall sports will begin competition this month and will run through state championship events in October and November. Video gamers get their first union, and it's in Wisconsin. Joanne Krulatz reports.
The country's first video game studio to unionize is based in Dane County, and now they have their first labor contract. Raven Software in Middleton is owned by Activision Blizzard, which is owned by Microsoft. That left workers negotiating with one of the biggest tech companies on the globe. Employees told the State Journal they got just about everything they wanted, a 10% raise and limits on mandatory overtime. Staff there work on popular video games like Call of Duty. On average, it takes about 1.5 years to ratify a new union contract. This took twice as long, 3 years.
News at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Lisa Hale for 97.9 WGBW News.
12 in a row. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball, the Brewers with a 12-5 win over the Pirates to complete the 3-game sweep and the franchise record for the longest winning streak since 1987. The Brewers scored 4 runs in the fourth. That made it 6-0, and they never looked back. How are they able to score with double digits again? Christian Yelich.
You know, the guys have done a really good job, been really focused, and we talk about it all the time as far as, you know, what we need to do to win, what we like about what we did before, and what we need to continue to do going forward, what we get better at. And, you know, that's like a constant dialogue in this clubhouse, and it's a really fun team to be a part of. And the guys have come a long way over the course of the year, just getting better and more experienced and just understanding how we can play the game and affect the outcomes.
So George Webb Restaurants in Wisconsin to announce when they'll deliver on free hamburgers. The last time they did it back in 1987 when the crew won 12 in a row. Over 167,000 customers collected on a free burger. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
As Wisconsin is cheering on Bucky Badger. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low in the upper 50s. A mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow, slight chance of a shower or storm, and highs within a few degrees of 80. It continues to warm up with more humidity on Friday, with shower and storm chances later Friday night and Saturday. Right now, it's 80.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, our boys, that crew, they are doing darn well right now. We'll talk about that and so much more with the Acme Packing Company's Paul Noonan. Join us.
Matnair on air, weekday mornings 9 to 11.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who still likes to build a fort, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Act 2 of Nightlight on this Wednesday edition. Coming to you live from beautiful downtown Green Bay on a gorgeous summer night. We are kicking off Act 2 here. Our guests in studio at the moment are Lindsay Van Dalwyk, who is a shift leader at Big B Coffee in Appleton, and her boss, the Big Cheese, the owner, Tara Nyssen. They're both here in the studio. We're talking about coffee. They brought in drinks. We're having a blast, but we'll get back to them in just a second. At 7:20, Chris Foran will be here. We're going to talk movies and TV with Chris. Conrad, did you know that Chris is on vacation this week?
I did not.
He's still coming by to talk movies.
Wow, that's
This
awesome.
guy is a dedicated professional. So Chris is one of our frequent flyers here at Nightlight. Our question of the night is, what movie or TV set would you feel most at home on? I say Seinfeld and Cheers. I want to live in the Seinfeld building, and I want to go down the street for a drink at Cheers. I don't want to sit next to Norm and Cliff. So we'll ask our guests that too, you guys. So be ready for that, because we're going to ask you that. All kinds of fun stuff. What else did we cover in hour one, Con? What are we missing?
My parking situation that happened last night.
Conrad got parked in.
Yep. Had it Uber to work.
Oh no.
They put blacktop on his part, but you saw the sign.
It was my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. I parked in my garage. I can't get out of my garage because there's new blacktop.
Uh-oh.
So.
So I guess what he's asking is which way are you guys headed when you leave here? Because you don't mind sticking around a little longer. So yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. Great to have you with us. We're talking coffee. We're talking sitcom and movie sets, where we'd feel most at home, folks. That's really the question. So let us know on the text line at 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or you can drop us a comment on the app or the stream if you're watching the radio on X, Twitter, or Facebook. X and Twitter are the same thing, aren't they?
Yes.
All right, YouTube, Facebook, and whatever the heck Twitter is called now. Let us know. It's great to hear from you guys. Craig Anthony Knitt on the stream says, Pete, living in the setting for Doc Martin would be awesome for a while, and I'd totally try to treat his girlfriend better than he does. I don't know that show. What's he referring to?
I'm not sure.
Craig, we need clarification. Let us know. I want to get it right. Jim on the stream says... Riven. Oh, you know what? I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. I've never seen Lord of the Rings, so I don't really even know that world.
Yeah, I don't either.
Sorry, Jim. But Jim says Rivendell from the Lord of the Rings, the lost homely house. See, all this caffeine is making me lose my eyesight. I got to put my glasses on here. The last homely house, the dwelling of Elrond. God, I feel left out. I should really know those movies. I mean, all I do is talk about movies every night. But I don't know the Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, Jim. But thank you for being part of the show and texting. All right. My guests right now in studio are Lindsay Van Dalwyk. She is a shift leader and trainer at Big B Coffee in Appleton. And Tara Nyson is here, too. She is the owner of said coffee house and also owns one here in Green Bay. I have a question for you, Tara. I've had friends of mine that have bought into franchises. What is that like, and why is that a better choice? I mean, you get the brand name, but did you think about opening your own place, like Tara Nyson's coffee shop, before you bought into a franchise? And what kind of a production is that to do that?
I did not, because it seemed like a lot more work, because you have to find the vendors and make all those connections and find the equipment and those kinds of things, where Big B Home Office has it all laid out for you, and you follow a procedure on who you would order the equipment from, where you get your syrups from, and then they have like the design layout and all those things ready for you. So it's just putting the puzzle pieces together as you go on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And will you open more, or are you content with 2?
That's to be determined, I guess. It depends on who you ask.
Okay.
She's going to open more.
And it sounds like she's going into radiation technology.
Right.
So if you want to keep her, you're going to have to probably pay her like $1 million a year.
Well, she's worth it, isn't she?
Raise those prices. Okay, so Big B Coffee, and are they just in the Midwest, or are they everywhere?
There is 300 plus stores in the Michigan area. That's where it was born in 1995 on the Michigan State University campus. So
right, in East Lansing.
Right.
Okay.
And then they have spread out to 13 other states, Wisconsin being the second highest franchise ownership with the franchise.
And do you still have another job, or is this time consuming enough?
This is time consuming enough.
It's really full time. Okay. Well, that's kind of fun, though. I just think coffee would be fun. Like,
right.
if I didn't do this, I'd probably be in the coffee game. All right. So tell us about the Big B Coffee Life You Love workshop. As I mentioned on the website earlier, everybody looks so happy. And I think generally coffee shop workers are happy to begin with, but your site is like just smiling faces everywhere. It like jumped out at me. And what are Life You Love workshops?
They are different workshops that the baristas or managers, any of the Big B employees can take, from organization skills to figuring out life-work balance. And they're all online. You can get together with some of the people that are taking the class, and it's just something fun for them to do to advance their personal well-being.
Oh, that's right. So you look after your employees too.
We try to.
Okay. So let's think about this. If you had a coffee, what is it? All right, when you start, and I know you bought into the franchise, but what makes someone think they can make a go of a brand of coffee? Like, you know, when you drink coffee, they taste enough the same where you go, this is more nuanced, this isn't. But does somebody just get a recipe they think is better than everybody else and rolls the dice? How do you even start to create a coffee franchise?
Well, the Biggby, what they live by is anybody can be a barista, but we're looking for people with the best personalities and who can talk to the people in the community and keep those people coming back day after day after day. And we also want them to get to say, I get to go to work today instead of I have to go to work today. So if we incorporate the right environment, the barista part is easy.
Yeah. You see that, Con? Would it kill you to say, I can't wait to go nightlight tonight? I got to go meet Pete at the studio. So, all right. So, but like in terms of taste, like Starbucks has they burn the beans. They have this taste. Then there's like Pete's Coffee, Sanka, whatever. Does Biggby have like some type of, not mission, but like a desired taste they go for? Are they known as being more mild, or do they have a taste?
Biggby Coffee has branched off. One of their co-owners has One Big Island in Space, if you can check that out online. And they are boots on the ground where they go to different coffee farms all over the world.
Oh, wow.
So that we can give fair trade value for their beans. So we're giving them money that they know that is coming in. And then we are going boots on the ground so that we know that they're taking care of their people, their community, and taking care of the environment, which is really important for us as well. So our Biggby Best coffee is 100% farm to cup.
Wow. And where in the world, or does it matter? Is it just like we approve this area, we'll get it from here?
Right. They go all over the place. Boots on the ground, they call it. They have their criteria, which is a couple steps above just being organic.
Okay.
And they build those relationships. They take farm producers and they visit all different types of coffee communities to see if that partnership will work.
Sounds like kind of a fun gig.
Right.
That is the voice of Tara Nysant. She is the owner of two Biggby coffee shops here, one in Green Bay, one in Appleton. I'm joined in studio by Tara and her wonder employee here, shift leader Lindsay Van Dalwyk. Chris Foran will be here at 7:20 to talk movies and TV. All right, so you got these great fall drinks. This is the only one I haven't tasted. Is this a fall drink, the mocktail?
Yeah.
All right, what is the mocktail again? Can you explain it, Lindsay?
The mocktail, what we call at Biggby, is Red Bull and lemonade. But in this one, it's Red Bull and apple cider.
Okay.
So apple cider is kind of like the fall spin that we have to it, and then we have raspberry and blackberry flavoring in there.
All right, I'm already having palpitations. So is the Red Bull is Conrad gonna have to take over?
But it's nothing crazy.
I've never had a Red Bull before. This will be my first taste of Red Bull.
Wow.
And I'm willing to go for it. Con, you want some of this after I'll get you a new straw?
I'll try it.
Ooh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's very sweet. And now I want to go high jump. That's very good. Wow. All right, then you bought a muffin too. Biggby Coffee, you got the logo there. And this is a pumpkin muffin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave this for... You want the muffin, Con?
Yeah, sure.
You've been working so hard on the other
Thanks,
side. I'm going to
thanks.
save the muffin for Con. That's
Thanks.
too much for me. These are all great, you guys. This is fantastic. Thank you for being here tonight. And I have to ask you, I'm always looking for the right, like I used to love like a glass of whiskey when I would watch a cop show, or a beer when you watch baseball. What is coffee? What kind of TV goes best with coffee?
I think when I think of like coffee or like a good drink to have, I always like to sit down and like watch a comedy movie, or kind of just like a homey family original type of movie. One of my favorites is probably The Great Outdoors that I like to watch.
Nice. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you this, and I've had this issue because I love to drink coffee when I watch a movie, but when you go to movie theaters, coffee's pretty subpar, if they have it at all. So have you ever snuck coffee into a theater?
I can't say I've snuck coffee in, but, candy or something maybe.
All right. This is all going on your permanent record, by the way.
Oh, geez.
Lindsay. My wife tried to sneak a cup of coffee and she had this big heavy coat and it spilled. So it can be treacherous.
No.
And we sued the movie theater naturally. So what about you, Tara? Do you have a coffee show, like maybe morning news, morning TV? What do you like to watch when you drink coffee?
I am a Golden Girls
such a great show.
Yeah. And you can have anything to drink with that show because of how funny it is and then how serious it is,
Yeah. Con, what about you? Cold brew, Brewers game?
If I'm drinking in the morning, I don't know. I'd find something on YouTube probably and just watch that. I don't really watch TV in the morning.
No.
Much.
I like to drink coffee and play video poker and do my New York Times puzzles. You do like Wordle or the mini crossword or something. So I've had a ton of coffee though today. Thank you for bearing with me. You guys are a lot of fun. I hope you come back sometime. And so real quick, tell us the fall specials again if people wanted to stop by.
I think our fall specials that I would want to say are probably the most popular right now are going to be our pumpkin and our apple cider. That's kind of what we promote the most.
Okay.
You can make a wide range of drinks. What we offer is like a white pumpkin latte right now, a cider, which is chai and apple cider, and then our jack-o'-lantern latte.
Jeez. And what if there's diehards out there that don't want to let go of summer? What's a good summer drink you can still get or that you would recommend?
I think any of our lattes really are kind of stay in the summery. Probably our most popular that we're selling right now in the summer is called the Spotted Owl. So it has hazelnut, vanilla, and marshmallow in it.
That's outstanding. And where is the Big B in Green Bay and where is the Big B in Appleton in case people want to stop by?
Sure. The Big B in Green Bay is in the Easttown Mall parking lot, right by Five Below and Hobby Lobby. And then Appleton, we are off of 441 between College and Calumet next to Tractor Supply and BioLife Plasma Services.
Great stuff. Tara Nyson, Lindsay Van Dalwyk. Keep up the good work at Big B Coffee. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for the free caffeine.
Thanks for having us.
I'm going to get home a lot quicker tonight. All right, we are coming right back with the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel entertainment writer Chris Foran will be here. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Gotta go on the lam, stuck in no man's land. Ain't nobody on your way back. Ain't nobody gonna lend you a helping hand. And you start breaking down, and you go to the sound.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
Hi, I'm Kristen Ambos, Wisconsin's #1 female loan officer for residential mortgages. Every loan is unique, and I'm committed to your financial well-being. Let's chat today at 920-606-1156 and check out my podcast, Always On Point.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.FM and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.FM, bringing you local news and timeless hits while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms. As Wisconsin has a fish fry on a Friday night, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. Welcome back, folks. Great to have you with me on this Wednesday. And it's not because, I was just taking sips of coffee, but, I've been drinking coffee all day. So this is going to be a long night.
You know what I did? I didn't drink coffee this morning because I knew this was going to happen tonight.
That's very responsible behavior.
I had water
impressive.
instead.
But the reason you probably would have been sharper and you would have moved your car, though.
Don't know that.
If you had a little job.
That was last night.
Oh, okay.
That I did that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, great stuff. Thank you to Big B Coffee. That was fun. All right. So this is exciting, folks, because like we so often do here on Nightlight, we are about to talk movies and TV with one of our frequent flyers. He is a writer for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He covers entertainment and covers it very well, and he is a frequent guest here, as I mentioned. Chris Foran joins us now. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Pete. How are you? How are you today?
Doing very well. I understand we're interrupting your vacation, so I extra appreciate your time tonight. And but maybe you're already bored on vacation. I don't know.
Well, I'm coming. I spend a chunk of the day with my grandson, so this is as relaxed as I'll get.
Okay, very good. Well, we're happy to help in that case. Is it kind of a staycation, Chris? Those are fun too.
Yeah. We had stuff we had to get done. So yeah,
Okay.
we've done a lot of traveling, so this is a year to stay home.
That's the way to do it. All right, very good. Do you have our question of the night, Chris, is what is a movie or TV set where you would feel most at home or you'd want to exist in that world? Do you have one?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, when I was growing up, I was convinced my parents were Rob and Laura Petrie, so I would think the Petrie's household might be one. Although people who know me in more recent years would probably think of me living in the swamp on MASH. That's more likely.
Oh, you don't want to live there. That's terrible. Although you get one of those Hawkeye martinis, which are supposed to be pretty good.
I got a Hawkeye martini set with a cowboy hat and red robe for my college graduation.
Oh, that's fun. And if you lived on the set of the Dick Van Dyke Show, you have to live in black and white. So
it's like Wizard of Oz that people complain about the first half being in black and white, but the truth is Kansas is in black and white. So maybe my life is in black and white. It's hard to say.
It'll be easier probably on some level. Let's jump in and talk some movies here, Chris. You said you're behind, but you've certainly seen a ton of stuff. What did you think of Superman?
I like that. I thought it was really interesting. If you watch superhero movies, and especially the Marvel ones, every single movie they're saving the planet, the galaxy, everything. Right. Superman saves a squirrel in one scene. Right. And I mean, he's doing big stuff, but it was almost intentionally dialed back in that sense, and I thought that was okay. I'm a big Rachel Brosnahan fan. We love to claim that she's from Milwaukee. I think she moved to Chicago when she was like 4, but we always the paper, that counts. If you drove through, that counts.
Yeah, and her parents took her. She would have stayed, but she wasn't really calling the shots at 4, so we can forgive her. Right. But you liked it.
It was solid. I mean, I mean, it's setting up something, setting up a franchise or something, so it's always kind of annoying. I was thrilled we didn't see the origin story because I don't want to see those anymore.
Yes. It's funny. A lot of people have said that, and I didn't even realize it while I mean, I guess I noticed it at some point. I was like, oh, there's no real backstory here, and I'm fine with that. They got right into it. And would you agree, Chris, that I'm not a technical expert at all, but the CGI in Superman and in Jurassic Park, it has just, I think it's there. It just looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's it's one of those things I always talk about with James Cameron movies is that, in Titanic, you spend about 3 seconds saying, "Wow, look at that! How impressive that looks!" And after you get past that, you think, "Why are they saying such dumb lines?" But because the technology is he does it so well, you don't notice it as technology. You don't see the string showing. I think, I think all of these movies now, if you watch them on TV, sometimes it looks different, but in a theater, if you think about, like something like the Avengers Endgame movie where there's millions of creatures battling all the time and you're not questioning any of it, that's the goal, right? I mean, the goal is you're not asking what's going on. So,
and I totally agree with you. I mean, I want story above and beyond anything else. I don't even care if the picture looks great, if I'm invested in the characters of the world, but I do like that, in the past, it seems like sometimes the CGI would almost take you out of it. But when Superman was flying, it's like,
I know. Well, what I always say is I don't want to see the string show. And I mean, that I don't want to think about the fact that it's a movie. I don't care. I do want a plot. I do love dialogue. I'm a word person. But if the world they're creating is consistent and it doesn't make any sense, that's fine by me too. I think of a movie like Shaun of the Dead, for example. Edgar Wright is very good at this, where he creates these worlds where everything makes sense in its own world, and
right.
And it's obviously very hard to do because not everybody does it. So
nicely put. What about Fantastic Four? I still haven't seen it. I'm not a superhero guy to begin with, but I know Conrad saw Fantastic Four. What did you think about it again, Con?
I really liked it.
Okay. I heard somebody else that really liked it too and said it was the best Fantastic Four movie they had seen. What are your thoughts?
Which is not, for most people, is not a super high bar. The first one that nobody saw was one I think that I forget, like Roger Corman made or something. It's not supposed to be very good. And then the one after that is pretty good. The trick is making those characters connect, and I think they do a lot of that well in this movie. But it was also, again, it was a setup movie, and again, they didn't show the origin really, just more in flashback, which was nice. I mean, it's such a good cast. I mean, this is sort of like, I think every third movie this summer had either Pedro Pascal or Vanessa Kirby or both, and I think they're all really solid. And I was hoping, because there's in the movie Thunderbolts that came out earlier this year, there's a post-credit scene where we see the Fantastic Four's ship coming in, which was, oh great, they're going to figure out a way to connect them to the present time. And that they didn't really bring that up in this movie, because this movie is set in the 60s. It's some kind of like a Jetsons version of the 60s. And
he's taking time off this week to be with us here for a few minutes on Nightlight tonight. Mr. Chris Foran, we are coming right back after the news with more movie and TV talk with our pal Chris Foran. It's Beach Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW. As Wisconsin has a game of cribbage with good friends, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. On a virtual call ahead of Friday's summit between the U.S. and Russia in Alaska, Ukrainian President Zelensky warning President Trump that Russian President Putin is, quote, bluffing about being open to peace. ABC News contributor and retired General Doug Lute.
This is not about land. This is not about marginal gains on the battlefield. This is about Putin's objective to control Ukraine in a very fundamental way, to make Ukraine subservient to the Kremlin.
Israeli forces have approved a new ramped-up attack plan in Gaza, increased operations around Gaza City. A flight from Norfolk, Virginia to Los Angeles diverted, pilots declaring an emergency. Breeze Airways says an intoxicated passenger was yelling racial slurs at flight attendants, waved around a skateboard that passenger removed when they landed in Grand Junction, Colorado. 12 people taken to the hospital, one with life-threatening injuries after a school bus rolled over near Sandy Creek, Texas this afternoon. This is ABC News.
12 in a row. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball, the Brewers with a 12-5 win over the Pirates to complete the three-game sweep and the franchise record for the longest winning streak since 1987. The Brewers scored 4 runs in the fourth. That made it 6-0, and they never looked back. How are they able to score with double digits again? Christian Yelich.
The guys have done a really good job, been really focused, and we talk about it all the time as far as, what we need to do to win, what we like about what we did before, and what we need to continue to do going forward, what we get better at. And, that's like a constant dialogue in this clubhouse, and it's a really fun team to be a part of. And the guys have come a long way over the course of the year, just getting better and more experienced and just understanding how we can play the game and affect the outcomes.
So George Webb Restaurants in Wisconsin to announce when they'll deliver on free hamburgers. The last time they did it back in 1987 when the crew won 12 in a row, over 167,000 customers collected on a free burger. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. The cast of Friends was mourning Matthew Perry long before his death, according to his castmate, Jennifer Aniston. Aniston recently discussed the situation with Vanity Fair, saying the entire cast had done all they could for their friend Perry, but it just wasn't working. The star of the morning show even said at one point in the interview that Perry being gone is almost better because he is no longer in pain. Perry confirmed his struggles in his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, in which he discussed attending 6,000 AA meetings, going through rehab 15 times, and spending almost $10 million in an attempt to get clean. On a lighter note, the article is complemented by the typical weird Vanity Fair photos, one of which has Aniston in a semi-formal white gown in a backyard, looking to the sky while using a push lawnmower from the 1930s. Garbage. Everyone knows Aniston uses a John Deere rider to cut her own grass. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is dropping a line in your favorite fishing spot, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low in the upper 50s. A mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow, slight chance of a shower or storm, and highs within a few degrees of 80. It continues to warm up with more humidity on Friday, with shower and storm chances later Friday night and Saturday. Right now, it's 78 degrees.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think. Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Jane Matnair.
Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Another great show tomorrow night, folks. Jane Matnair from Matnair on Air will be here to make the popcorn pick at 6:35, where we give you a movie suggestion every week, and on the first segment on Thursday. And then, Conrad, tell us about Horace Green.
Oh,
great band.
Yeah, they're a band that was just at Mile of Music, and I recently found them because I was doing the Kristen Lyerly show, and she had all the music for her intro, and it was phenomenal. So I had to reach out.
They're great. I'm excited to have them here. They will be in studio tomorrow night as well. And another cool thing, David Zucker will be here Monday night, folks, at 6:35. The creator of Airplane and Top Secret and Naked Gun. He will join us at 6:35 on Monday. Very much looking forward to that. Right now, we've got one of our favorites on the line. He covers entertainment for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, and he drops by here often to talk movies and TV, our pal Chris Foran. Chris, let's start with the heady stuff in this segment. Happy Gilmore 2. What are your thoughts?
Well, the caveat here is I'm not an enormous Adam Sandler fan. I'm not a hater at all.
Same.
You know, like it is interesting to me. He's in the same boat for me as Will Ferrell is. It makes me feel prudish because like the safer, the more PG-13 it is, the more I seem to like it. A lot of Adam Sandler's movies, he tends to surround himself with people who don't tell him, cut. And Happy Gilmore is fine. It's very sweet. It's very much like The Wedding Singer, and it has a few scenes that go on too long, but most of his movies have scenes that go on forever. This felt like more like the latter to me. I mean, he's got a long contract with Netflix. I'm sure it was something that was filled a contractual obligation. It was, if you love Happy Gilmore, you might like some of it. I didn't hate it, but it
Okay.
was time I won't be getting back. So.
What about Ed Gein, the Netflix monster series? You
Yeah.
wrote about this recently in the Journal Sentinel. Such
Yeah.
an odd figure, but a great cast. They showed Charles. I never know how to say his last name, Hunnam, I think, or Hunan.
Hunnam, I think it's Hunnam. Yeah.
Hunnam, and he looks really good. And I love
Yeah.
Laurie Metcalf. Great
Yeah,
cast.
she's fantastic, and she's going to be the mother who's supposed to be this repressive religious zealot who he becomes simultaneously freaked out by and obsessed by, and you can see her as Norman Bates' mother easily.
Right. Okay, and then I have to ask you. We also had one of our guests. I think it might have been Jimmy Kuska. K-pop Demon Hunters, one of the most streamed movies. I'm very aware of it. I haven't seen it. Who is it for, and what did you think of it, Chris?
Well, it's an animated movie about a girl group, a K-pop girl group, who also happen to be demon hunters, and one of them has a secret, and there's all sorts of, in between these wacky pop songs are these wacky battles with demons, and it isn't much of anything, but it's hugely popular. Not just in, I mean, it's in English, and it's on Netflix, so everything's in English on Netflix,
right?
And it's fine. The soundtrack is like a #1 seller worldwide. It's huge.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's big enough that they're bringing it back. They're bringing it to theater. Netflix never shows things in theaters except for the 2 that they own, and they won one in Los Angeles and one in New York. They do that so they can qualify for award stuff. But they always, whenever they say it's going to be in theaters, it's never going to be in theaters really here. But they're bringing it to theaters in like a sing-along version next weekend, the 23rd and 24th, I think. Which should tell you, there's obviously, they feel like there's money to grab on this. It is, if you have kids, I think kids would love it if they like pop music. It's fine. It's pleasant. It's a phenomenon though. I mean, and there's some of that. There's a lot of that this summer. Also coming, I think it's next weekend, is another animated movie from Asia. This one's from China called Ne Zha 2. It's a sequel.
Okay.
It's like a boy who's a superhero character. They're bringing it back to theaters. This time it's dubbed in English. It is the #1. It is the top grossing movie of all time worldwide.
Whoa, really?
And it came out this year, and it just blew the lid off everything, everywhere. Huge in China, but it did very well here as well. Now, obviously, there's an audience for this stuff, and if you look at the box office stuff, I know, our buddy Matt Miller talks about this stuff a lot too. Kids movies do very well these days, so that's part of the drive. But I don't know that anybody thought it would be a phenomenon that it is. So it's for cultural reasons. It's on Netflix. It's worth checking out for sure.
You did in our email exchange earlier, Chris. You said you saw Opus, which you said you thought I saw and didn't like. I did not see that, so I don't think that was me you were thinking of. But what is that? I'm not even familiar with that.
It's a really odd movie that came out in theaters earlier this year. It's now streaming on HBO Max, about this reclusive rock legend played by John Malkovich, who, after years of not being heard from, invites a bunch of rock journalists to his big retreat compound to hear his new album. And what he's really doing is he's going to torture them all. And except for a young journalist who's earning, he knows that she'll tell his story, which will help him recruit more people to this cult that he's forming. And it's just odd, but it was an interesting movie. For some reason I thought you had seen it. It was one of those movies that no one knew how to market it, so no one went to see it. And it is not for everyone because it's pretty dark, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff this year. I think August is usually the time when the studios dump movies they didn't know what to do with, and there's a ton of stuff this month that is looking potentially to be really good. Also very dark. You mentioned you saw Weapons. Did you like Weapons?
I didn't dislike it, Chris. I think my take on it was kind of like it was almost a great movie. Like I don't. It was just something that didn't click. I really liked Barbarian. I thought it was a lot cleaner.
Yeah,
Weapons
same
are
director.
Yeah, there's just questions. I was kind of like it's creepy. I liked it, but I didn't love it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean that's going to be the number one movie at the box office again this week probably. And
Really?
But it's
Okay.
up. But movies. But every week for the rest of August, this Friday is Nobody 2. I don't know if you saw Nobody. I thought Nobody was.
I
terrific.
did. I liked it
loved
a lot.
quite a bit.
And I'm excited
And-
to see the Denzel Washington Spike Lee film
Which,
too.
yeah, and if you see it playing in a theater near you, go see it because it ain't going to be there long. It's by Apple. It's an Apple TV movie, so they'll bury it out there on their streaming service soon enough. It looks great though. It's based on an highest and to lowest is based on a Akira Kurosawa crime movie called not samurai stuff, but a crime movie called High and Low that is just unbelievably great. In Milwaukee, the Oriental Theater is showing Highest to Lowest, and they're showing High and Low, which is kind of nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard that's an amazing film.
It's one of my favorite of Kurosawa's. Certainly, it's in maybe of all time period. It's just a really solid movie about in Kurosawa's version. It's about an industrialist who's a target of a kidnapping plot, but the kidnappers take his chauffeur's son by mistake.
Okay.
And
wow.
so they got to figure out what they're going to do. And Denzel Washington in this one plays a music mogul, similar stuff going on, but I think the stuff involved in it is different. So
Let me guess. He's a music mogul, but he can also kick ass, and he used to be special ops or something like that.
maybe
That's where everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I to be honest, I think he plays his age in this a little bit, but I mean, he's still a tough guy. He's Denzel Washington, so and Spike
Yeah.
Lee does a good job with this kind of material, obviously. So
Yeah.
but then next week it's there's a movie called Honey Don't coming out, directed by Ethan Coen.
Oh yeah.
With Margaret Qualley. It's kind of a 70s style noir thriller where she's a small town private eye who's trying to solve a murder and uncovers this charismatic preacher running some kind of a scam. The preacher's played by Chris Evans, so that could be interesting.
Okay.
And the week after that, Darren Aronofsky, who either makes really traditional Hollywood movies or crazy stuff like Requiem for a Dream, has a movie called Caught Stealing with Austin Butler about a guy who does a favor for a friend and ends up being on the run, but from not one but three different crime gangs. And
I'm excited to see that one. I was reading about that one.
Yeah.
Chris Warren is my guest, ladies and gentlemen. Check out his work at the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. He writes about entertainment. We got a text from Monica Hale who says, I love superhero movies, but I thought Fantastic Four was slow and boring. It's like all the actors were on mild sedatives. Chris, let's talk about, we had our political editor here at Civic Media was on the show last night. Big time Wire fan, Dan Shaver. As am I. I love The Wire. Where do you stand on the TV show The Wire?
I stand in a very sad place. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't have HBO when it came out. And so when I got HBO Max, the first thing I put in my stuff folder was The Wire. I still haven't. It's also like 70 seasons, so I haven't braced myself to block the time out for that yet. But it is high on my list. I don't know anybody who doesn't think it's the best show that was ever on television, with the exception of a couple of people who are still Sopranos diehards. It's the writing is great, the context is great. What I've seen of it, and I've seen portions of it, it looks really great. I mean, it'll have to go a long way to be one of my favorite shows is Justified. It would have to go a long way.
Oh, I love Justified.
Yeah.
I love Justified, and I was just thinking recently about giving that a rewatch because it's been several years. It's interesting, like The Sopranos, I liked the show a lot. I gave it a rewatch about a year ago, and I liked it less. Whereas The Wire, I've watched it 2 times through. Right. I'm actually really excited for you because you have 5 seasons, and that's an exciting thing. The last thing I want to talk about, or I have other stuff too, but if we have time, is Carrie Coon. How great is she? She's
great.
Up for an Emmy again. I loved her in Fargo, loved her in White Lotus 3. And they're predicting she's going to win. She has a 65% chance of winning. This is her 3rd time she's been nominated. Don't know how they calculate that, but I would love to see her win.
And I'm surprised that she'd be the favorite because there's 3 people from that show, maybe 4, nominated in that category.
I think you're right.
That you would think that. I mean, it isn't that typical, consistent, not splitting the votes or anything. Yeah, she's great in pretty much everything. She's one of the bad guys in Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame.
really?
I mean, she's in, and people forget, about she was in The Leftovers and all these other great things. And as we like to bring up every single time we mention her, that she went to UW-Madison, studied theater. She was at American Players. She was in a really great. I thought went under the radar mostly because it was a Netflix movie, and if they're not promoting it for an Oscar, it doesn't get any attention. She was in this movie. I want to say, was it His Three Daughters? I think it's about these three sisters who come together to take care of their father who's dying, and it's Elizabeth Olsen, Natasha Lyonne, and Carrie Coon, and she is just
wow.
I mean, no surprise. She's great. She's great.
Yeah. She's fantastic. The next time you're here, Chris, we'll have to talk to. I know you said you've been watching Poker Face. I haven't gotten to season 2 yet, but let's discuss that next time. In the meantime, I cannot thank you enough. I know you're on vacation, well earned, and thanks so much for jumping on with us as always.
Thanks for having me on as always, Pete.
You got it. All right, that's Chris Foran. Check out his work in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. You will never be bored, folks. He's a great writer and always fun to talk to. And the other thing I wanted to talk to him about, Con, that we didn't get to was The Onion put a headline out that said the Fonz statue was taken down in Milwaukee.
Really?
No, it wasn't an Onion headline. I did the same thing when I read it, but it was an Onion headline that said they wanted to get rid of their greaser past.
Okay.
Milwaukee, so that was fantastic. All right, when we come back, folks, I got a lot of text to get through. You guys are great tonight on the text line. We'll cover those next. Before we get out of here, this is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
In the sky, among the clouds in the heaven goes. Let this groove, light up the fuse. It's all right, all right, all right. Let this groove.
As Wisconsin is cheering on Bucky Badger. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms. As Wisconsin is brats on the grill for a tailgate, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. All right, on this day, back in, 1997, I believe it was, South Park the movie was released. I've talked about it before on the show. I went and saw it with my buddy Mike Siegel in Westwood, California, right by UCLA. They showed a 10 o'clock in the morning screening. I really miss going to movies first thing in the morning, but I cannot believe how hard I laughed. I should have put some clips together of the film, but it's such a great movie. Have you seen the movie?
I really don't or haven't watched South Park.
I highly recommend it. It's just stupid, silly fun. Those guys are brilliant, and it's great. So don't leave. We have a special surprise in honor of South Park coming up. We got some texts we got to get through here first, though, before we get out of here. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says, I would just like to be in Twin Peaks. Love the background music, cherry pie, and a great cup of coffee. David Lynch land, I'm a fan. Yeah, you could do a lot worse than a David Lynch movie, Tyler. Well done. And these are in response to our question of the night, which was, what TV or movie set would you feel most at home on? That's what you suggested, right? I got it. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conrad said, How I Met Your Mother. I said Seinfeld and Cheers. He also said The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Tyler. Anna from Madison says, hi, Pete and Conrad. I always wanted to live in Mary Tyler Moore's apartment and have Rhonda as a neighbor. Anna, that's a great text. And you just reminded me, I have another one. Bob Newhart. I wanted to live in Bob Newhart's apartment. He had that high rise on Lake Michigan. So great. Thank you for the text. Paul from Bayview says, happy days. Being able to live in the Fonz's second floor garage apartment. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Paul. That would be fun. Barb from Waukesha says, Willy Wonka. Who wouldn't want to dive in that chocolate river?
Well, the kid that gets stuck in,
Does he die?
I don't think he dies, but I don't think he would like to do that.
They're not going to kill off a kid in a kid's movie like that. What am I talking about? I like John's, too. He said George and Wheezy's Pad and Sanford and Son. And I added Good Times to mine as well. John also says, it would be super interesting, Peter, waking up to George Jetson's conveyor belt preparation for the day. Not to mention the flying car that folds neatly into his briefcase upon arrival at work. It all sounds pretty cozy. Maybe. I've had a boss or two, like Mr. Spacely, leaving that guy out of this fantasy. Well done, John, as you should have. Steady Eddie says, Pete, this text is submitted for your approval. I used to live in the house next to Ward, June, Wally, and Theodore Cleaver in the mythical town of Mayfield. In 2025, more and more, I feel like I'm living next to Rod Sterling in the black and white dystopian world, sometimes known as the Twilight Zone. I know what you mean, Steady Eddie. Although tonight did you notice he's Steadfast Edward? He's a little more sophisticated tonight. John from Madison in the 608 also says, Jack and Coke, make it a double, tall. Goes well with anything viewable. Only need 2 for a movie. Oh, that's good. John's nursing it. Just 2 for a 2-hour movie? That's impressive. Never had to run to hit the head. Won't make you pee 4 times like the 8 beers you may drink in some time frame. It's my jam. Well done, John. Well done, everybody. When it comes to texting tonight, always appreciate it. Oh, John always says goes better with popcorn than most adult beverages too. Jack and Coke was like, I never got into Jack and Coke. Like I've had it, but it's a very popular bar drink.
It is. One of my friends exclusively drinks that, which means he's spending way more money than me at the bar.
Right.
And he also likes Jack and lemonade.
Jack and lemonade?
That sounds disgusting to me. I've never tried it, but he says it's dynamite.
I bet it's okay.
I don't know. It's like that lemonade that you get at the bar is super, super, super sweet.
Yeah, that's true. But don't you think like the Jack would offset it a little bit?
I don't know. I don't want to try it.
I don't either. I think a hint of lemon in Jack Daniels might be good, but yeah, maybe not the lemonade. Oh, Steady Eddie also had a PS. He says, a good cup of coffee is a happy respite in this crazy, mixed-up world. Totally agree with you, Steady Eddie. Thank you for all your texts and calls, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back tomorrow. Maybe a coffee-related question tomorrow night.
You know, I'm going to have a cold brew tomorrow morning. I'm going to be excited. I'm excited for it right now.
I'm probably not going to sleep, but I'll be back here
I don't know.
to do this all over again. Jane Matnair will join me, and Horace Green will be playing in studio tomorrow night, folks. Thank you to Lindsay and Tara from Big B Coffee, and thank you to our pal Chris Foran at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. In honor of South Park, we leave you with this amazing tune. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
I told you my mom wouldn't listen. Well, then we're just gonna have to save Terrence and Phillip ourselves. What? Think about it, you guys. What would Brian Boitano do? He'd figure out a way to rescue Terrence and Phillip before they're executed. We can't do anything. Our mom's organization is too strong. Well, then we'll round up all the grounded kids in town and start our own organization. An organization to help save Terrence and Phillip. Hey, yeah, our own secret club. I guess that could work. We have to try. What would Brian Boitano do if he was here right now? He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Brian Boitano do.
When Brian Boitano was in the Olympics skating for the gold, he did 2 sow cows and a triple Lutz while wearing a blindfold.
When Brian Boitano was in the Alps fighting grizzly bears, he used his magical fire breath and saved the maidens there. So what would Brian Boitano do if he were here today? I'm sure he'd kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano do.
I want this speech chip out of me. It has stunted my vocabulary. And I just want my mom to stop fighting everyone.
Or Wendy, I'll be an activist too, 'cause that's what Brian Boitano